All right, guys, so the first thing I want you to understand is a buyer's market versus a seller's market. A buyer's market are where buyers are winning. Buyers are paying less for properties. Properties being sold for less than what they could be going for. And it's just the way that the market is trending, okay? Seller's market is the exact opposite. Sellers are winning. They're getting more money for their properties. Properties are selling at a higher rate. And people are bidding at or above asking price, and period, sellers are winning, okay? So we all know that in 2020, COVID-19 hit, and when COVID-19 hit, it shocked the world as well as the real estate market. Why did it shock the real estate market? Well, here's why. Okay, I'm gonna draw my 3 little houses so we can have our examples. All right, we got 3 houses. So the way I best explain this to all of my sellers and all of my buyers in 2020 was that in 2019, there was 30 buyers and there was 30 sellers. And guess what? All of those buyers can buy a house. All of those sellers can move on. Everybody's happy, joyous world, right? In 2020, because you have less people who want to travel, you have less people who want to go outside, and for all of those sellers, you have less people who want people walking through their home. You don't want to take the risk and get sick. We all understand that. So in 2020, we didn't have 30 buyers and we had 30 sellers. We had 30 buyers and we had 10 sellers. So what does that mean? All of those 30 buyers are all attacking those same 10 houses. All of those 30 buyers are all bidding on those same 10 houses. Let me explain. So this is the first house. Let's say this is the first house that's being sold right after COVID, all right? In 2019, this house was worth $180,000, all right? Call it $180,000. Let me rewrite it. $180,000, okay? And so when this house was being put up and they said, all right, we're gonna go ahead and sell our house, they said, we're gonna list it at $180,000, all right? They go, they do their open house, their seller does, their listing agent does the due diligence, he has the open house, he does all the good fancy stuff, buys everybody cookies, and guess what? Because there's less houses to walk through on the market, now you have 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 15 people walking through this first house. And so with all of those people walking through the first house, that agent turns around and says, hey, listen, we need highest and best offer because we have 15 people walking through this house. We have, out of those 15 people, we have 10 people that said they're going to place an offer. So highest and best offer, give us what you got. So even though we listed at 180,000, we had bids at 185, we had bids at 190, we had bids at 195. Let's say the house sold for $195,000. This house ended up closing and selling for $195,000 after everything, okay? So that was great. That was the first one, whip-de-doo. But then you have another house that's the same one down the street that realized it was listed at 180, and now it's looking like, oh wait, they sold at 195. So wait, when we list, this is identical house, right? Guess what? Let's do the same thing. Let's realize what the market is trending to do, okay? Again, in 2019, this house was probably worth 180. I'll give it 185. Let's call it 185. This house was worth 185. It could have sold in 2019 for 185. They said, look, this one right down the street just sold for 195. Let's list a little bit higher, because if they're willing to pay higher for that one, and we have a very similar house, they're probably going to be willing to pay higher for ours, right? So the agent's going to do their due diligence. The agent's going to say, listen, let's list at 185. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's list at 190. We're going to list at 190K. Very identical house, same neighborhood, right? They listed at 180. Agents are listing at 190 now, okay? This agent's going to go and the same thing's going to happen. We still have 30 buyers. There's only 10 houses on the market. There's only 10 people willing to sell their house right now because of COVID, because people don't want the interaction, because people want to stay away from the germs. People want to stay safe. People want to stay healthy. And so guess what? We have another 15 people walking through this house. And when those 15 people walk through the house, they say, you know what? It's a little bit more expensive, but there's not as much stuff on the market. I still like it. It still checks all of my check boxes. Whatever it may be, guess what? People come in bidding 190, 195. This house ends up selling for $205,000. So in 2019, this house might have been appraised or it might have been looked at, and you could have ran comps on it, and it's going for 185. But now you have offers at 205, right? Now, guess what happens? Everybody starts to pick up on it. Everybody's like, wait, we're bidding higher. There's less houses on the market. Buyers are a little bit more eager. We're trying to get things rocking. We're trying to get things rolling. The most extreme case that I've probably seen, guys, is people have bid $20,000-$30,000 above asking. Okay, so when you get to this third house and even fourth houses and fifth houses and sixth houses down the street in the same neighborhood, in the same city, in the same county, whatever you guys want to call it, people are saying, hey, well, you know what? Now we got another house. This one's a little bit smaller than these two. This one's a little bit, you know, not as nice. It might be a 2-bedroom and these ones are 3 bedrooms, whatever you want to call it. In 2019, this house was worth $165,000, right? Agent's gonna do their diligence. Agent's gonna say, let's take advantage of the market. Agent's gonna say, let's play it smart. Agent's gonna do what's best for their seller. They're gonna say, let's list at $175,000. And guess what? Now you're coming in. Again, you got 10, 15 people walking through the house. Again, people are saying, wow, there's a lot of people here. Checks my boxes, saying, you know what? I really, really want the house. It's not the one I fall in love with, but we are eager. We want to find the right house. It's the way the market is trending, because now it's not just these two houses, it's all the houses. Every house down the block, every house in the next county, every house in this city, and every house around us is doing the same thing. So you know what? We're gonna list at 175. We're gonna have 15 people walk through this house, and this house is going to sell for $185,000. Okay? $185,000. In 2020, this is the simplest way that I could explain exactly what happened. All of those buyers and very, very little sellers, okay? When you have a bunch of buyers, all right? When you have a bunch of buyers coming through a house, think about it as you're a buyer, guys. You guys are walking through an open house, and you're like, wait, there's not just 2 or 3 or 4 people here. There's a lot of people here. There's a line waiting outside. Everybody's so eager to get into this house that's listed at $180,000. Okay, it's listed at 180. We walk through, we like it. All right, let's go in and bid 182. Okay, and then the seller, and then wait, we just heard from the woodworks that somebody's bidding 185. Oops. We just heard from the woodworks that somebody's bidding 185. Oh, but you know what? That person over there is pre-approved and they're willing to spend the extra money, so they're gonna go ahead and bid 190. Oh, but highest and best just got called, so let's really max out our number now. Let's bid 195. Keep doing it. All right, but you know what? You have that person that's they really, really do love the house. Now, this is their dream home. $200K. Come in and bid $20,000 above asking price. Why? Because you had 30 buyers. You know, let's make it simpler. You had 15 buyers walk through the house. 15 people came in, and you might have got 8, 9 offers on it. Because guess what? There's only 10 houses on market. Okay? You got 15 buyers, 10 houses on market. What's going to happen? This is our asking price, and this is what it's going to do. Everybody's just going to keep saying, oh, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. And so that's going to bring that price up, okay? And so at some point, obviously, appraisers are going to step in, banks are going to step in, and they're going to say, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, we can't just have people jumping $20,000, $30,000 above what it's actually worth, right? But at some point, the banks and the appraisers have to kind of follow the flow of the market, right? Say this person did accept the 182 or 185, and the appraiser came in and said, well, you know what? You got a nice backyard. I'll give it to you. Now that next person that's coming to list is going to say, well, they just got the 185. Well, I want to list a little bit higher, right? So appraisers and banks, they still kind of got to roll with the market. And that's why things are able to kind of they're kind of able to go with the flow. That's why people are paying so much for houses. Now, the number one question I get is this the right market to buy? Is this the right market to buy? That's a really, really tough question to answer as an agent, because I'm gonna give you the truth. I can tell you what the market was in the past. I can't tell you what the market's gonna be in 6 months. The market can completely switch up on us. Foreclosures might start hitting, and people might start losing their houses, unfortunately, because they can't keep up, because they weren't working because of COVID. So you know what? I can't tell you what the market's going to be in 6 months. I can't tell you what it's going to be in 2 years. I can't tell you what it's going to be in 5 years. And any agent that tells you, oh, don't worry about it, just buy, they're lying. Because if you're going to buy the house today at $200,000, I don't know if next year it's going to be worth less. I also don't know if it's going to be worth more. I don't know if the market's going to trend to a seller's market. I don't know if the market's going to trend to a buyer's market. Okay? So anybody who's out there asking, hey, listen, should I buy now? Should I wait to buy? Should I, get pre-approved and just search? It's honestly up to you guys. It's honestly one of those situations where you have to know what the market's going to do. And the truth is that nobody knows what the market's going to do. People are going to claim, oh yeah, we know that the market's going to come back down. We don't know that, okay? There's been times in the past where everybody thinks the market's going to go down. Everybody thinks the market's going to go up, and then it might go the opposite. There's no way to know. Anything could happen. Anything could affect the market. All right, guys? This is my version, and this is my explanation on what happened in 2020. This is why the market shifted, completely went from a normal market that we were all working with and completely shifted to a seller's market, all right? 30 buyers, 10 sellers, no good, all right? If you guys have any opinions on this, please drop them in the comments section. Like this video, subscribe, follow me on all my social media. I'll see you guys again soon. More videos coming out.